Today, we're financial detectives, cracking open a portfolio report to decode the market's hidden stories.
See, every stock has two sides to its story, two kinds of evidence you got to look at.
You've got the story, and then you've got what the chart is actually telling you.
So fundamental analysis, that's the why. It's the whole narrative, the tech, the future promises.
And technical analysis? That's the what. Just pure data on what investors are doing right now.
But what happens when those two don't line up? That's when it gets interesting. Let's look at our first case.
First up, we've got Intel. This is the perfect case where the story and the chart are in total agreement.
The chart looks great. It just broke a key resistance level, and the story is finally catching up.
So you've got a good story, a great chart, and a fair price. It's kind of the ideal setup.
Okay, now for a real head-scratcher. Tesla. Here, the evidence is basically fighting with itself.
I mean, just from a data standpoint, Tesla gets a perfect score. The chart looks absolutely flawless.
And yet, on that same page, the report hits you with this, a huge warning in all caps.
See the problem? The chart is all about momentum, but the fundamentals, they're basically screaming risk.
You're paying way more than for Intel, not for today's sales, but for a super ambitious, unproven future.
All right, let's dive into the wild world of microcaps, where the stories can fade fast. Take ONDs. It had a huge rally, but then this, massive selling on a big warning sign.
The report is pretty blunt here. It says the story that powered this thing is basically over.
And for our last case, we have a total mystery. There's literally no story to be found.
Chart is perfect. Huge buying. Why? The advice is simple. Figure out the reason, like yesterday.
This is a high-risk bet that some big player knows something you don't. So, how do you act on all this?
Well, the report gives two strategies. A conservative one, which steers clear of all this speculative stuff.
And an aggressive path. It takes those speculative shots, but keeps the positions really small.
See, it's not about picking winners. It's about sizing your bets so one loss can't sink you.
And importantly, the report gives a final warning. The overall market looks risky.
Because in the end, nobody knows what's next. So the real question is, can your portfolio handle a surprise?